Hello, Aaron Weber here again. If you're receiving this video, it should be, if everything worked well, the last in a series of 3. First one being We Make Life Better, focusing on health and freedom and hope. The other one is a slightly deeper dive on Unicity using a different framework to invite your rigorous inspection of us. I assume we passed at least satisfactory muster from those first 2 videos for you to be here. It's also because you have some degree of experience, either as an entrepreneur or in the direct selling, broadly defined industry. This message is for you more particularly. And what I don't want you to do here is assume because this video covers different subjects that the other subjects previously covered, more particularly product, are unimportant. They are vitally important. That's the currency that we deal with. Our product does what we say it will do. I've belabored that point. But this is a layer on top of that for you to ponder and consider as you bring other of your experience and attributes to bear. You see, this is about building a real business. Real business starts with real products. People have to actually want this stuff. In order to build a residual, recurring, leveraged income, transactions have to occur that you are not front and center in and for. People have to reorder this because it did what you and I said it would do. That's what builds the residual volume from which will flow a residual income. This business, this industry, can be tough. And you want to build it in a place using currency like product that has you only having to build it once. Build it once, build it right, and have it stick. See, all too often in this industry, the latest shiny object comes along. And all, maybe you from time to time, but certainly those you've observed, get distracted by that Halley's Comet exercise and jump on board for 6 or 12 or 18 months, only for it to have it, as it would, flame out because there was no substance there. Most times that substance is focused around the people, or the lack of substance, around the people or the product. That's where I invite you to do a rigorous inspection of us yet again in that context. As relate to people, talking about myself for just a moment, I am the 001 base of the tree here at Unicity. There are hundreds of thousands of people around the world in my business. I know how to do this business in and of myself because I've done it long enough, but also because I have access to the data of literally, over time, millions of people. I know what works. More particularly, I'm working with the person that sent you this link. You and they and I are the beginning of a productive team. And my guess is, wherever you've been in the past, you probably haven't had, nor even been able to dream of, the sort of relationship that you and they and I could forge as we look to build this business. Now, as we do that, the result, the goal here is to build a worldwide, world-class business. The business already is worldwide and world-class for me and for those I'm working with. The challenge now is to work with and for you to do that exact same thing for you. Now, as relates to the compensation plan, which is always a subject that comes up in these sorts of conversations, let me just say this, and we can send you other videos to give you the detail. I'm not trying to hide from it. A great compensation plan has 2 elements. 1, it pays sufficient in terms of the proportion of dollars that can be allocated to it. And 2, it does so fairly and equitably. I consider this business a partnership, what I call inside the building and outside the building, the field and the corporation. Real partnerships, 50-50 partnerships, should be about that equity split. Ours is about that. Too high and you start to have to erode the support or the admin or the incentive or the product quality, heaven help us, in order to be able to afford this above average payout. Too low and you're being underpaid, undercompensated for your efforts. And too much is remaining outside of your own wallet and your own organization. A 50-50, 48-52, somewhere in there, depending on the month and how things play out, is about where you want to be, and that's where we're at. The Goldilocks spot. Not too hot, not too cold, not too big, not too small. The other is the compensation that is paid out done so equitably. All too often it's paid out too much at the front end to create these illusory, temporary large checks which make for great myths and legends but don't sustain themselves. Other times There's big back-end checks that enable these big legends again to be created at that end, and these people we ooh and ah over from stage because holy smoke, they're making that level of income. Problem is, you starve to death while you're trying to get there. Our compensation plan pays what it pays equitably. There is good money to be made up front if you produce the result. There is great money, in fact, industry-leading money to be made at the back end. We pay industry-leading size checks from our compensation plan. Not we hope to, we think we can, we do, and we do so sustainably over the, here's the key word, decades, not just a few weeks or months. And for me, most importantly, we've bridged the gap between the two. The ability for you to make good income reflective of your activity in the beginning, the ability to you get to great income in a leveraged, duplicated, ongoing, sustainable, residual way at the back end is there. And the bridge between the two, usually at that time we're like, this is working for me, and do I turn plan B into plan A? Do I go full-time? During that time, there are wonderful mechanisms purposefully designed to bridge from activity-based at the front end to leverage and residual base at the back end. That bridge is there. We know what we're doing, we've figured out where to put the dollars, and we've proven it over time. There's also great training, how we do things around here. This is in the context of a training system called Do X, Get Y. I love that algebra. If you do X, you will get Y. If you want Y, then figure out, well, what are the X's I have to do to get myself there? Making it that simple, that sort of step-by-step process, not so much for you, but more for your people, where we have a common, proven, widely available, easily understood way to go about doing business allows you to leverage your time to be more productive and build more rapidly. I invite you to look at us. More importantly, I invite you to join with us such that we can work with and for you and going forward with and for and with you again relative to the people that will join you. We invite your joining us. We invite your serious consideration and inspection of us. We will stand up to it. And frankly, more personally, I invite you to visit with me and the person that sent you this video. I'm happy to join with them and with you, answer questions, get to know you a little bit, have you get to know us a little bit more, such that we can build a new and growing and vibrant and wonderfully make life bettering team. Welcome.